Welcome to our video review of the Fenway Stadium race from Spartan in Boston, Massachusetts. Before we get started, click the link below if you want to hear the full podcast review, some 40, 50-minute long review. But we're just going to kind of give you the brief details with some video. So first off, the starting corral was probably, like, as you can kind of see, the biggest, tallest part of the concourse. Most of the rest of the concourse was very small because it's an old stadium.
Yes, it's a very tiny enclosed stadium.
Yeah, so they kind of, and Citizens Bank was like this. You kind of start going up a bunch of stairs. They get you to the top, and then eventually you kind of. The kind of cool thing is after you get to the top, you do get a little bit of room to run. Yeah. And then you get to run above the Green Monster, which is kind of cool, which is cool. The nickname for their left field wall there at Fenway Stadium.
But that's kind of nice because your thighs are burning for a little bit, but then you can kind of level out.
That was really one of the few parts I feel like, though, at this stadium, and most stadiums probably, where you could kind of get into a running rhythm.
Yes. However, there were a lot of parts where you were also running over and under railings.
Yeah, especially once you're running through the stadium itself.
Yes. Through
some of the stands. It's an old stadium again, so they didn't design them the way they do current stadiums. So there was at least a few parts in the beginning where you had to go either over or under a railing, and then another part at the end where you had to go over. You didn't even have a choice to go under.
Right.
But I would say the first 5 or so minutes, 5 to 10 minutes was pretty light on obstacles. A lot of running. Those little obstacles here and there.
There was a lot of running, a lot of weaving, a lot of bobbing.
Yes, but then at some point, maybe 15, 20 minutes in, 10 minutes in, I don't even remember, there's a little bit of a gauntlet. And this is, I think, not by design, but kind of they had no choice. Yeah. So you had to do basically Herc hoist and then pipe layer and then the sandbag carry, which you'll kind of at the end of the video see where the sandbag carry was, and then you went into medicine ball slams, rated to Z-wall.
I mean, these are literally back to back to back, as you can see.
As you can see in the video, yeah. And then Z-wall, which was kind of nice to have on a flat surface.
It was really nice to have on a flat surface.
Some trail races. And then there was maybe a 50-yard gap after Z-wall till you hit spear throw, which was right next to the rings.
Yep, right after.
Turned a corner.
Yep.
Go right into farmer carry or jerry can carry, I guess. And if you listen to our podcast, you'll hear a certain different way that I tried the jerry can carry at this race.
That's right.
That I think was kind of a little bit of an advantage.
You said it was helpful or easier.
I thought so. So anyway, then right after jerry can, you kind of go all the way up a ramp.
That was kind of rough, but...
Came all the way back down the ramp.
But the down was nice.
Maybe not all the way back down. You came halfway down, and then you kind of went to another area, I think, that had monkey bars.
Yes.
And then that was really the ramp there, and then the one in the very beginning was really the only time where you're just going up.
Right.
The whole way.
For an extended amount of time.
Right. Everything else was kind of up and down, side to side.
Right. For that thigh burn.
Yes, exactly. And the monkey bar, speaking of it, that was really one of the few obstacles actually inside the stadium. As you can kind of see from the video, a lot of the bigger obstacles they had to put outside or just on the edge.
Right.
Or in the street. And actually...
They don't have a lot of room.
Right. And like we said, because the concourse is so small, most of the festival was also in the street. Yeah. Next to the stadium.
Was there any part of the festival that was inside?
By the starting corral, there were a couple random things.
Okay.
But not much. That was pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much it. So anyway, after towards the end, which was my least favorite part of the race, there was a lot of zigzagging.
A lot of zigzagging, through the chairs, through the stands.
The seats.
Yes,
basically.
The seats.
So after the monkey bars, I think you go all the way out or something like that. So you, the run out is fine, but then you have to come back, and the way they brought you back is down the row, up the row, over, down, up, down, over, down, up, down, and all the way.
I felt like we went through the entire stadium like that.
It was the entire first baseline.
From left to right, yeah.
It was the entire first baseline from basically right field, and you can kind of see it in the video, from right field all the way to basically home plate.
Yeah. And the one thing about this stadium, because it's so old, the seats are not like other stadiums. They're very close together. The rows are very tight. So you're definitely not only are you zigzagging, but you're running sideways almost to...
Yes, I'm actually surprised I didn't hit more seats.
Yeah.
because they are super narrow.
Yeah.
So anyway, then after like that, you do get to kind of go in the concourse briefly, which leads you into the visitors dugout to do push-ups.
Yep.
And it was old to say the least.
Old carpet,
Yeah.
old walls, old painting,
Right.
everything was old.
It wasn't like, it was historic, but it wasn't like nice. You didn't feel like you were in a Major League Baseball visiting locker room.
It was super interesting.
If you've ever done like Citizens Bank, that one feels more like it. So anyway, then after that, you get to come out kind of onto the field, which most stadiums do. Mm-hmm. And you kind of run around the warning track, which is that dirt area. We do go into more obstacles in the full podcast review.
Yeah, but this field had more obstacles than usual on the field. Again, they're trying to
make do with whatever room
what
they
they can.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was kind of cool, though. You got to do box jumps and the rope climb right next to the green monster. And you can kind of see in the video, the rope climb's, 15, 18 feet. And, like, it's not even close to the height of the green monster. Like, that's how tall it is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's really cool.
It's also interesting, like, when you're actually out there and looking around, like, up at the stands, like, there are people in so many different areas, like, running around on the bottom, on the top, like, above the green monster, on the field, like they're just everywhere.
I don't think there's a spot in the stadium that they didn't use,
right?
Because they
even around the stadium,
they had to.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's not set up like a typical Major League Baseball stadium is now.
So it's interesting as like for like a spectator point of view too, to see where everyone is.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. And there are some areas where it's hard to see, but the field was really the best. You can kind of see the sandbag and then plus the A-frame, and then at the very end, right before overwalls and gauntlet, was the weighted burpees, which always sucks to have at the end of a race.
Yep.
But I mean, that's pretty much the quick video review. Thanks for checking this out. But if you do want to get our full review, again, just check the link below. We'll have a full review. We'll talk about all the obstacles. We'll talk about more in depth with the stadium and like kind of how things were and the festival area and all that kind of stuff. So check it out.